basically what I'm doing now is just getting rid of all of this junk. Pretty much everything. I'm clearing out everything from all these tools to the furniture, the carpets, even the installations like the heating and the cooling, because I'm not gonna worry about that. The heating and the cooling, the heating and the air conditioning. And even in the bathroom, I'm going to be selling the everything. The toilet, the shower, the rack on the wall, the sink, because I'm not going to have a bathroom for this build. What I am doing is basically making one giant office. So, no bathroom, just office. Get rid of this poster here. And then I'm even getting rid of the light switch, I believe. I do, yeah, so I cleared out everything. I wanted a fresh start with this build. Now we have to bring out the sledgehammer and of course get rid of these walls because we're not having a bathroom and I'm not making this a separate room. This is all going to be just one room, one office, essentially. And I think this little corner is a nice spot for the desk, which is where I end up putting it, I believe. So now what we have to do is go and clean everything here. Bring out the what was that called? A Swiffer Sweeper? Or Swifter Sweeper? Something like that. Bring that out and start getting rid of these smudge stains and the cobwebs and all this gunk. And obviously we gotta replace these walls and the floor because they look horrible. We can't have, well, I mean the wood floor is not that bad, but yeah, we can't have that tile. Half tile, half wood, or 1/4 tile, 1/4 wood. Now we have to clean the outside, and instead of the Swiffer Sweeper, we have a hose. It's been a while since I've played this game, and I don't think the last time I played it there was a hose. There was no hose, no flamethrower. I think the axe was just introduced to where you could chop down big trees. So yeah, I had to mess with that for a little bit, but going around the house and washing everything with this hose now. I'm not doing the garden in the outside yet. I'm going to do that for the next video. I think what I'll end up doing is basically 1 week I'll work on the interior, and then the next week I'll do the exterior. And then the week after that I'll just start on a new house, and we'll kind of do it from there. So 2 weeks we'll be working on one house, 2 houses a month. Of course, the very first thing I have to buy is this energy drink, because if we're going to be making an office, and a gaming office, and a recording studio, we gotta have that energy drink. Gotta play into the stereotype. So, looking for furniture now, and I'm going through the desks, and of course this is all new stuff to me, because I don't remember any of this, but we have the gaming chair Fez, and I think I go with the red variant. I was thinking about blue, but I don't think I've really made a room before with like red, so I decided to do that. I'm just setting the chair here for now because I'm not quite sure where to put it. I think I contemplated back in this corner, and I end up just setting it there to kind of get it out of the way, but that corner where the bathroom is at ends up being its permanent home. Looking at the desk, books on it, so it kind of defeated the purpose. It was just would have been an empty bookshelf, so I went with this little staircase one, and of course, gotta go black. The problem is that space right there is just too small to fit these both in there back to back, so I end up having to move them over here by the window, which, I mean, is fine. Not everything is going to fit perfectly, especially when you are limited to the space that you have, because with House Flipper, if you guys don't know, you can't take down the exterior walls. If you look at the mini-map in the top right corner, those like big, thick white walls can't be taken down. If you go back in the video where I demolished the other walls, you'll notice that the white lines are a lot thinner, and those are basically walls that you can break. So you can take down any of the interior walls and change the rooms how you like. You just cannot change the overall shape of the house, which, I mean, I guess I get, because that's kind of the point of this game. You're decorating and remodeling, not demolishing and rebuilding. So I'm trying to basically even these out to make it center with the windows, although now it's a little off-center with the wall. It bugs me. You can see here, I try to see if I can sell windows, because I honestly forgot. I didn't think I could, but it was worth a shot. I don't know if it's like an OCD or what, but I don't like things being off-centered. It almost drives me crazy. It needs to be even, especially pictures. If a picture is crooked, oh my, it'll drive me insane. Even like clocks, like if the clock gets reset or something for the power outage, I need it to be exact. Like I will bring out a world clock on my phone and count down to the very second, and then reset it, because if it's not, it'll bug me. So that is why I switched desks. As you can see, I filled them up with a bunch of books. I kind of cut the video so you didn't just see me repeating over and over and over. But now I'm looking for a clock, and I really like the way this looks. Of course, we have two different sizes. I think I end up going with the bigger one, and it kind of fits nicely right on this wall, since it's kind of plain and just standing there. I want some wall art, and I feel like a clock is kind of, well, now with days and everyone in their phones, a clock isn't really necessary, but you know what? For this game, it's necessary, because I said so. So, we got that really cool looking clock hanging up, and now we need to do the floor. So, I was debating. I obviously wanted to go wood floor. I didn't really want carpet. Oh no, I do end up going with carpet. My bad. I think I was testing the wood floor. Yeah, and it just didn't look right. I didn't care for it. And this gray just kind of looks like an office carpet, so I went with that. And then it'll, I think the black wood would have clashed with the rest of the room, considering I'm going black and red. I just don't think it would have been too overwhelming. And this gray carpet kind of balances it out a little bit, so that's why I did it. And you can already tell the room is coming together. We just need to get rid of these awful walls, because not only is the bathroom tile hideous and dirty, the regular wall is hideous and dirty. Looking through the colors here, I kind of wanted red, because like I said, I don't think I've ever really done red walls, unless it's like a kid's bedroom or a playroom or something colorful, but for like an office area, I've never done it, so not that I can recall, but again, it's been a while since I've played. When I was painting the walls, it kind of took me back to when I was like first playing this game, and you had to basically level up everything. So at first, you could only paint one wall at a time. Now, and like the more you level up, you're able to paint 4 walls at a time, and I think you paint a little quicker, and you're able to just basically upgrade stuff, and it makes it so much easier. And that's with everything, even with like the sledgehammer. The more you level it up, the quicker you swing, the heavier it is, the easier it is to knock down walls. So basically, the more you play, the easier everything gets, and the more skilled you get, which kind of makes sense. The more work you do, and as I'm looking at all of my acoustic tiles right now. So it just felt appropriate for an office and a recording setup. You gotta have these. They don't soundproof anything. I think that's like a misconception about them. They're definitely not soundproof. All they do is just like reduce your voice from kind of bouncing off the walls and giving that like echoey feel. Like if I just stay quiet right now, virtually you should hear nothing because I'm in a small little area with a bunch of these things around it. So that's the idea of them. And of course we had to go with black and red to fit the theme. The only issue is, as you can see, the way they're set up, you can either have like the big ones or the small ones. And with this little corner, they don't fit in like perfectly, so you can see some missing spots here and there, but whatever. You gotta do with you gotta work with what you have. There we go. That's the phrase I was looking for. So we put our desk back in place, put our chair, our energy drink, and this place is pretty much coming together. We got our little recording corner right here. We have our little bookshelf with a plethora of books, and now what we need to do is basically finish up the actual gaming and recording part, and that is filling in all of the essentials for said gaming and recording setup, which includes the monitor, of course, and they have a bunch of monitors, but I was like, you know what, we're going for the big one, and it has a little LED light on the back, and of course I gotta select red, so I'm trying to even this up right in the center. It's a little difficult. I think I have to, you see me jumping trying to see it, and so when you turn it on, I actually really like the screen when you turn it on, so I don't think all of the monitors do that, so it's a good thing that I picked up this one. Obviously you need good quality headphones so you can hear either what you're recording or the game you're playing, and of course we can turn those on too. Every electronic here you can turn on, and of course I always go for the red. I think next we obviously need a keyboard and a mouse pad, but I saw a webcam here, so I figured why not? It's called a webcam. I miss you. It's a little weird, but I tried putting it on top of the monitor to be a little more realistic, but you can't do that unfortunately, so right in front of it we'll have to do. That wouldn't be practical because you would have to angle it up to where you see like the person from underneath in their chin, but whatever, this is a game. Not everything can be totally realistic. We have a backlit mouse pad, and of course, gotta go red. And what is recording without a microphone? The brushy microphone. I don't know if they're kind of going for the Yeti brushy, but it almost looks more like a Rode. And then we need a keyboard. Keyboard and mouse, I think, is what we go for next. There's only two different type of mice. One regular computer one and a gaming one. So, you know we went with the gaming one. And you know we had to go with the red. Next up is the keyboard. We have a couple different kinds. A regular one, some other kind of economic one, and then this one that looks like a gaming one that of course lights up. Now, usually I would go with the rainbow color, but since we're doing the red theme, you gotta go red. Trying to just kind of even everything out here so I can get my microphone kind of in the center, which makes sense. Although now the camera would be right. Oh, actually, no, it wouldn't. The webcam is above the microphone, so I guess theoretically that could work. But next up, we need to basically find the gaming stuff, and first and foremost, we're going with the gaming computer, the Fez computer. I think that's like their generic brand for gaming stuff, because I think the headphones were Fez as well, if I'm not mistaken, and I think one of the consoles might be Fez. I'm not sure. We'll see here in a minute. I was going to put the tower on top of the desk, but underneath just kind of fit better. I don't know. And then the controller, Emmy, basically an Xbox. Of course, they don't have the rights to that name, so you gotta go with what you got. Although I am a PlayStation diehard myself, I've never owned an Xbox in my life, and I don't think I ever will. Their controller in here looks better, so I went with I saw this arcade machine, and what is a gaming office without an arcade machine, am I right? I definitely don't have one. That would be cool, but I didn't really catch what game that was or what it was supposed to be, but I don't know where I'm putting that yet, so I just kind of slapped it in the middle of the room, but I know that I want it, so I wanted to grab that quick. Next up, kind of forget what I'm missing here. Oh, the console. So we got the Fez console and the Brushy console. So Fez and Brushy are there too. I grabbed the Brushy because I guess that is like the Xbox one. The Fez is just, I don't know, it just doesn't look that good. I don't know, just for aesthetic reasons. The Xbox ripoff looks better than the PlayStation ripoff, and as a PlayStation fan, that hurts to say, but it is the truth for House Flipper. Obviously, they don't look exactly like the consoles because they can't do it exactly like it, or Sony and Microsoft are going to be cracking down, but you can get the idea that that is definitely what they were going for. So we have a second monitor here. The one that I'm using for gaming is a little too big, so I just went with a smaller one for consoles. Got one for the computer and one for consoles. I was trying to find a way to maneuver these around, and so I thought, well, let me just set the TV monitor, or the gaming monitor, excuse me, on top of the console, which I wouldn't recommend in real life, but hey, this is a video game. Nothing's gonna happen to it. So to save space, I went with that, and it actually doesn't look that bad. It's not the most ideal thing, but it kind of works, so I went with it. I'm trying to just rearrange everything to make it look aesthetically pleasing, and I think right there looks good. You got the controller on the smaller side, headphones on the bigger side. Now where to put the rip-off Xbox? I set it here, but I just didn't like the way it looked, so I think I end up selling it, because it was too much. I didn't need two consoles, so I went with the PlayStation variant, but I kept the Xbox controller because it just looks better, mainly because of that black and red. It just fits everything. So we obviously need to move this because I am putting the arcade machine over here, and this is just some generic arcade machine. I don't think this is supposed to be a specific game. If it is, and you guys know, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm trying to read the top of it real quick. Cyber something, I think, so I don't know. Now, for speakers, I just thought, you know what, let me throw it in there, because why not? I can set it over here on the side of the desk and kind of angle it towards my seat. I know that's a little counterproductive if I'm using headphones, but hey, maybe I want to watch a movie one day and I want surround sound. You never know. So I end up selling this, but I think I end up re-buying it again because basically I didn't think that I could have a chest stand or a chest of drawers, whatever you'd like to call it, and have my fish tank on top of it with the clock in the background. So I just thought, well, I'll sacrifice the clock over the fish tank because obviously, but turns out you actually can have both, so I end up rebuying it eventually. And of course you gotta get that fish tank centered, and it's kind of coming together. I mean, this is looking like a little office. You get your bookshelf with all your books. Speaking of, I went to move this, but as I was doing it, I realized that as soon as I move this bookshelf, all the books are going to fall off, and I really didn't feel like putting them all back. So I said, screw it, I'm going to keep it even with the windows instead of the wall, and to make up for that extra space, I'm going to put a trash can there. Unfortunately, we can't do black and red, so black and white will have to do. And honestly, at this point, the office is pretty much done. I'm just kind of doing some decorative stuff here, and like I said, I rebuy the clock and slap it right behind the fish tank. Now my fishies have a pretty cityscape to look at while they're swimming around in then we can run a power strip there. I figure we need one maybe for the, I don't know, we'll put one over there just because, and then I already had 2 permanent ones by the arcade machine that I couldn't get rid of, so I kept them there and can plug the arcade machine in there. And then we obviously need a light switch, and this one is actually needed because without the light switch, you can't turn on the lights in the room. Now, right now, there are no lights to turn on, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Looking at the lights, I immediately was like, oh, I don't remember any of these, and that's because they're all new. There is so much new stuff in this game since the last time I've played. I think there's even like 2 more expansions that I need to get. I have House Flipper and Garden Flipper, but I think that's it. There's there's like mini DLCs, like the Survival one and the Halloween one, and I think Valentine's Day. Those just kind of come with the base game, I believe. But other ones like Garden Flipper, like if you want to actually edit your garden, you have to have that, which I do. And I think there's like 1 or 2 new ones that I have to get. But I'm just now getting back into this game specifically for these videos. So in due time, I will get them. And I thought this light just looked cool. It just fit with the gaming atmosphere. You got the relax neon sign above the arcade machine. You got this neon, I don't know, cool looking lamp hanging on the ceiling. And what makes it even better is they did have red. So now for the kind of finishing touches, we need curtains. You don't just want a wide open window for everybody to see into, although the curtains that I have are open, they're not shut. Or not curtains, sorry, blinds. I actually went to put up curtains as well, and they just didn't work. I don't know if it was because of the size of the windows or the house, but they just didn't look right. I couldn't even actually mount any of them that I tried on the wall, so I just said screw it. It might have to do with the blinds. You might only be able to do blinds or curtains, or maybe something was blocking it. I don't really know, but I wasn't too worried about it because I think the blinds look fine by themselves anyway. I don't need curtains. I think putting curtains on this would have like overwhelmed it anyway. It would have been too cluttered. So I know I said that I wasn't going to do the outside, but I'm not. All I'm doing is the outside of the house because that is technically part of the house. So one video will be for the house itself, and the next video will be for the garden. So I was experimenting with a bunch of different of these wooden sidings to put on, and this kind of just looked like the best one. And I think this is actually the original siding that came with this house, just not burnt and decrepit anymore. So I basically just replaced it, and it just looked the best. So what was annoying is I forgot I had to get up on this scaffolding so I can reach certain spots, like right here, which, hey, that's realistic, so I like that. But at one point I had to like flip the ladder around because like right here I couldn't reach, and I had to go on the other side to get this one spot. But hey, it's worth it, and it is pretty much done now. So that is it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video and you like House Flipper, video games, ASMR, all of the above, a combination of 2, whatever it is, especially if you're into building like the Minecraft and Sims and House Flipper, because I do videos on all of those, be sure to subscribe for more content like this so you are notified when they come out, and hit that notification bell as well. If you drop a like, it greatly helps support this channel so we can keep it growing. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the continued support. One last